I hear you, honey.
Hello?
Yes, I hear now. I don't see your video though. Check your video. Okay. All right, there you go. All right. Good morning, everyone. Before we officially begin, let me just make a very quick attendance check. I'll be calling your names. Please acknowledge me, and I'd like you to please verify your location. And third, if you have the TIN ID. Okay. Let's start with Honey.
Yes, hi.
Honey.
From Misamis Occidental. My
Mhm.
name is Honey,
Mhm.
and I actually don't have my teen ID here. I'm sorry.
But do you have the do you have the ID?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, all right. That's what that's what's important. Thank you. Next. Sorry, your location again?
Misamis Occidental,
Okay,
Mindanao.
thank you. Grace.
Yes, I'm Grace, and then my location is Cebu City, and then I have a tax ID
Mm,
number, but I don't have the ID card yet.
You don't have the ID card yet.
Mm.
Okay. Please make sure to secure the ID the soonest. Okay.
Okay.
In case accounting and finance team reaches out to you for tax or the tin identification number verification. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
thank you. Next, I don't know how to say your name. Is this Mikeru?
Yes, Mikieru. But
Mikeru. All
my
right.
real name is Michael Brian Razo. It's
Yes.
just
Yes.
that that's the name that I used previously to just to make it
Mm.
sound, Japanese sounding.
Okay.
Good
All right.
morning,
Location,
everyone,
please.
by the
Morning.
way.
Morning.
By the way,
Location. Mikeru.
I am located in Binyan, Laguna, and I have my tin ID right
All right.
here.
All right. Thank you. Perfect. Next, Ediel.
Yes,
Ediel.
hi. Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Adil and I am from Obando, Bulacan. And yes, I have my TIN ID with
Okay.
me.
All right. Wonderful. Okay, let's see. Who's in the message? Maybe it's Puppy. Well, I had to remove him. You're too late. Anyway. Okay, so my final attendees for today are Honey L, Grace F, Mikieru, and Edia. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Honey Kidets. Uh, do you know anyone with the name Nice? Honey?
No.
No. Okay. See. All right. Yeah. Maybe just the same last name. Okay. All right. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to your fresher training. My name is Jose. I'm the lead trainer of Bibo Cebu office, and I'm the top trainer for 2019. Jack Anyabang.
Wow.
Wow.
And, it's at the year end, and I got to do something, so yeah, I'm just really proud of it. But again, welcome to my session. I'm not a Cebuano by birth, though. I am by heart. I've been living here in Cebu for 15 years now. I want to settle down here in Cebu. It's a lovely place. Half of my life was spent in Baguio City. Got my degree in Manila. Been all over the place and even to several industries. Um, was Batanes, Palawan, and Mindanao are the places I haven't visited yet. Maybe in the future. And I have two lovely daughters. I have only one wife. um,
One wife.
and I'm a returning tarantula hobbyist.
Wow.
I used to have 16, but I had to let go of them. Now I'm returning, retracing my steps in the hobby. I have six wonderful tarantulas now, so yeah, happy to be back in the hobby. And again, I welcome you to my session, refresher training. Again, this is a refresher training. You are, um, old tutors. You know the drill. Anyone here who has tried conducting classes using the new system, the lesson room system?
Not yet.
No.
Oh, is
Yep.
that the one that is not Skype?
Yeah, the web-based.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I've
lesson.
already used it before.
Okay, so Ediel and Mikeru, Honey. No, Grace.
No.
Oh, don't worry. It's super easy to use. We'll get to cover the bases in a bit. But again, this is a refresher training. We'll focus more on the lesson room, the new lesson system, because the lesson flow it's basically the same from greetings to audio, video check, introduction, consultation, conduct the lesson, and ending the class. Right?
Okay.
So it will be easier for everyone to catch up, especially when it comes to the use of the new lesson room system. We will integrate our discussion. We'll integrate the lesson room and the lesson flow together. All right, so you know when to enter the lesson room, what to touch in the lesson room, where to access the lesson materials, and everything. For Honey and Grace, if you still have bibomaterials.com in your bookmarks, you can delete them. That site is already obsolete. It's no longer updated. I believe it's already taken down. So, yeah. Okay. All right. No, you're late. I keep I'm sorry, I can accept you. Okay, so let's get going so we can get started. But here's you're expected to be here until 4 p.m. But there's a big chance that we'll end early. 10 a.m. till 11 a.m. We'll have a review of everything. 11 a.m. till 12 noon. There's gonna be preparation for your demo lessons. Use that time again to prepare for your demo lessons. I also would like you to use that time to to take your break, to take your early lunch break. We have a long day ahead. um, I don't mind you sipping water, coffee, juice in my session, hard candies, that's perfectly fine, but no full meals. 'Cause I had
Okay.
that, I had that before during the session, like teachers, ulam for the day is longanisa. So, all right, no full meals. You can do that in your break time or when not doing your demo lessons. Okay.
Okay.
Demo lessons will start at 12 noon. You're expected to go through two demo lessons today. First demo lesson around 12 noon. Second demo lesson will be at around 12:45, 1 p.m., depending on the availability of your evaluators. Um, Again, you're expected to go through two demo lessons, but you can pass on the first demo lesson. All right, so it will be good to aim passing your demo lessons on your first shot. All right. Um, Now, this also does not guarantee that you're an old tutor. This is just for formality's sake. No, you can also fail.
Okay.
All right, which means we will not reactivate your account, but you are welcome to try again. You can fail, but it doesn't mean you're terminated. Okay, let's make that clear. All right.
All right.
Results will be determined after the second demo lesson, but like I said, you can pass on the first demo lesson. And then at around maybe 1 p.m. or so, or as soon as you pass your demo lessons, we'll start working on your pre-reactivation requirements. You will sign another contract because the contract you signed before, they're already voided. Your contract gets voided when your account gets deactivated. All right. And then we'll work on reactivating your account after contract signing. Once your account is reactivated and you already have, and you confirm that you already have access to your tutor's account, then we're basically done for the day. So with that, maybe 2 p.m. tapos na tayo. So around that time. But like I said, you're expected to be until 4 p.m. If things will go smoothly today, 2 p.m., 2:30, we're done.
Okay.
Okay? All right, sige, sige, sige. So, yeah, all instructions will be sent via Skype as well. So, please, please, please make sure to read and understand all my instructions. I will be sending via Skype and acknowledge as well. So, I know that you and I are on the same page. All right? Secondly, I know you already know this, but the system is optimized for Chrome browser only, not Internet Explorer, not Firefox, not Safari for Mac users. Um, Especially that we have the new lesson system, Chrome browser only. So make sure you have a Chrome browser and it is up to date.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go. Um, oops, sorry, not yet. Okay, so let's start with the lesson flow. The very first thing. No, no. Before that, let's have a recap on the things that you need to check, you need to do, you need to set up even before you start your classes. What are they? You check your audio, you check your video, and you check your background. Okay, this should be automatic. This should be uh, something that's already integrated in your system whenever you log in as a tutor. Okay, you check your audio. How do you know that your audio is properly set? What do you do? Honey, how do you know that your audio is properly set? What do you do?
Just go to sound,
Okay.
search it at
Mhm.
and then set it up.
Set it up. Okay, that's how you set up. But how do you know that it was properly done?
Um, Skype testing.
Yes, right. So do an echo sound test on Skype. Okay, if you hear, a lovely lady will answer you. That lady will ask you to record your voice. If you hear your voice from the recording, then you know that your audio was properly set. Okay,
Mm-mm.
then you check your video. When checking your video, things to bear in mind are: one, make sure at the center of the video, not towards the corner, not too high, not too low, not too close. Okay, maintain a bust figure as much as possible. All right, and then make sure that background is clean and plain. All right, a white background, it's not required, but it's highly recommended. If you're not, you can take advantage of your walls paint. If you're not confident with your walls paint, you can use drapes or cortinas for a background, just like most of you. Okay, just like most of you. Yeah, that's okay with me. Maybe for Grace, are you using a laptop or a desktop?
Oh,
Laptop. Maybe move your laptop to the left a bit, just so to take out the socket from the
okay.
video.
Because if I will move it to the left, there's like a bed there, so it will
Let's
be
try.
thinking. There you go.
Somewhere. Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
okay. Or move maybe in the future
The
move
Davy.
your curtain.
Okay.
Paabanti kamay. So
Okay.
um why am I Bisa? Yeah, okay. You're from Cebu. Okay. So avanti kamay muna. Yeah, just to cover the outlet.
Okay.
Um Mikeru, very good. Honey, yes. Ideal. Are the lights on?
Yes.
Study lamp. Okay, maybe move
Oh,
your lamp to the center a bit
oh,
to just to
yeah.
minimize shadows. Mm. Because sometimes that's very distracting to the
Mm,
students.
ayan.
So center video, background is clean and plain, and of course, make sure you look presentable. You're not required to wear a jacket and tie during the lesson. You're not required to wear a gown during the lesson. Just make sure you look presentable and professional. Okay, so no sleeveless for the ladies, no spaghetti straps, no plunging necklines, no sandals for the guys, no muscle shirt for the guys, no topless for the guys. Worst for the ladies. Be presentable and professional. Okay. And of course, make sure that your background is clear. What do I mean by clear? Make sure nobody can pass behind you when you conduct your classes. No one looks into the camera. If you'd like to dedicate your rooms as your classrooms, that's very good. Um, but if you'll be using a shared space like a corner of the living room or a corner of your shared room, then please coordinate with the people you live with to ensure that you have absolute privacy when you conduct your classes. Okay, and of course, make sure that your area is conducive for online English lessons. Make sure environment is very quiet. Okay, all right. Questions?
Uh,
None so
Okay.
far.
Now let's go to the real deal then. The lesson flow and the new lesson system. How do you start your classes? It always starts with greetings. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you still remember the line, your opening spiel for greetings? How do you open your classes, or how do you greet your student when they answer your calls or when you enter the lesson room?
Mine is
Mhm.
mine goes like this. Oh, hi, I'm Mikaru and I will be your online English tutor for this evening. Something like that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you're almost there. So, exactly. Hello, my name is your tutor's name. My name is Jose, and I will be your online English tutor for this evening. How do you want me to call you? Something like that. All right. If you noticed, um, if you noticed, I use the word tutor. Okay. One of the changes over the past months is that you should address yourselves as tutors, not teachers anymore.
Okay.
I see.
Okay. So yes, you are tutor Adiel, tutor Grace, tutor Honey. If you find it, a tongue twister using the word tutor because you're not yet used to it, then you can simply go by your name. My name is Adiel, my name is Grace, my name is Honey, my name is Mihiru, and that's perfectly fine. Okay, but you address yourselves as tutors. Okay, and don't call your support chutes, because before we used to call them teach, don't call them chutes. Okay, it doesn't it doesn't sound good. Your TS, all right, call them your TS, but you tutors. Okay. So yes, hello, my name is Jose, and I will be your tutor. I will be your online English tutor for today, for this evening, for this afternoon. How do you want me to call you? Don't change that part. How do you want me to call you? Because maybe as you've experienced, some students, their registered name is different from the name they want to be called. Like for
Yes.
example, they put their, I don't know, now hero, but he wants to be called now only or hero only. Yeah. So it's important to ask them how they want you to address them or call them, or what name they want you to call them. Okay. And if you have a Japanese student, what do you add after their names?
Son.
Sun.
Son.
Son. Okay, of course, son. And if your student is, for example, Vladimir from Russia, do you add son to the name? No, you
None.
don't,
No.
because again, son is only exclusive to the Japanese. All right. And now, before, you have to call student via Skype, wait for a student to answer your call even before you could deliver greetings. Now, you only deliver your greetings as of after you're able to determine that the student is already with you in the lesson room. What do I mean? Okay. Now, what is the lesson room? The lesson room now is the official platform that you'll be using when conducting your classes. All right. The lesson room is web based. That's why I'm putting heavy emphasis on the fact that you should have an updated Chrome browser. Okay. Lesson room for Grace and Honey. Just imagine Skype and Chrome browser together, something like that.
Mm.
Okay, it has five basic features. I'm sending it in the Skype group. All right, please go over the five basic features while I secure a lesson room, sample lesson room. Okay. May tao. Sorry. Wait. All right, I'll be sharing my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen. All right, you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this is the lesson room. All right. Again, this is where you will be conducting your classes from here on. All of the classes are conducted in this platform. Okay. Now, like I said, it's very important Chrome browser because it's a web-based platform. Okay. What's good about the lesson room? One, in the lesson room, you don't need to search any ID. You don't need to add any student. You don't need to send any contact request. All you have to do is enter the lesson room and wait for your student to join or enter the lesson room as well. All right. And let's look at the features of the lesson room. Let's start with the first feature. What's the first feature, Grace?
The audio and video call. The platform allows to make a video and audio call.
All right, so just like Skype, the lesson room supports audio and video call functions because it will be a waste of time and even a waste of talent if we push with the lesson room if it doesn't have audio and video. Okay, left corner. All right, this is where you turn on and turn off your audio and video functions. Okay,
Mhm.
this is where you check your audio and video settings, the gear icons or the settings icons. Okay. Now, the lesson room is very, 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 very selfish when it comes to your audio and video, right? What I mean, the audio and video of the lesson room must not, should not, and cannot be shared with another application that also supports audio and video call function. So when you call or when you conduct your classes in the lesson room, please make sure you are not engaged on another audio and video call using another application that supports audio and video call, whether it be Skype, Facebook Messenger, Viber, Line, WhatsApp. You cannot. Okay, that will cause problems in the lesson room's audio and video functions. Okay, you cannot open the same lesson room twice. Okay, that will cause problems in the audio and video functions. Okay, so one lesson room only, and you should not be engaged on another audio and video call. How do you know that your audio and video are working properly? Let's start with the audio. You know that audio is not working properly or the lesson room is not detecting your audio if this is a flat line.
Mhm.
But let's try to unmute it. If it's moving up and down like on audio graph, just like so, right? Then you know that audio is working properly. Okay? Let's try to grant access to the camera. There you go. If you notice, I encountered, if you know, we'll take one step at a time. If you notice, I encountered an error message saying that your camera is currently being used by another application. Because, right, at this very moment, we are engaged on a Skype
For
call.
Skype. Yes.
If you notice as well, I'm not sure if you can see it clearly, the speaker icon is blinking, okay, which means audio is shared with Skype. All right, so again, make sure audio and video of the lesson room should not, cannot, must not be shared with another application. Following?
Yes.
Mm, okay. All right. Now, how do you know that the student is already with you? Okay. One is that when the student enters the lesson room, you will hear a very subtle beep sound. I can't uh, I can't perfectly imitate the sound, but it's like brink, something like that, close to that. Okay, you will hear a subtle beep sound. That will be your indicator. For those who work in the BPO or have experience working in the BPO, remember when a call comes in, there's a toot, something like that. In the lesson room, there's also a beep sound, but it's like a something like that. Okay, that's your first indicator. Now, If you missed the beep sound, don't worry. The second obvious indicator that the students are ready with you is the this panel. You should see their faces here. All right. Now, some students they prefer turning off their videos when doing their classes. All right. Your third indicator is that you should see your faces here, just like Skype, where you still see yourself.
Mm.
Okay. In the lesson room, it's the same. You should see your faces here. But
Mm-hmm.
if you miss the beep sound, you don't see your student's video, you don't see yourself here, your um, last resort will be to look at the fourth feature. Please give me the fourth feature, Ideal. I can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay.
Fourth feature of the lesson is
The fourth feature will be the chat box. Okay, hold on. So the chat box is use the chat box to send text, images, and links.
okay. So just like Skype, the lesson room also has a chat box where you can send text, images, and links. Right. Uh, so for example, say let's intention. There you go. Right. Just like any messaging application or platform, the recipient will only see your message after you send it. In the same manner, your whoever you, or let's say the student, you'll only see their messages after they send it. Okay. If you misspell a word, a text, or whatnot in the chat box, there's still a way to edit that. Just hover your cursor on the text, look for the pen or pencil icon, edit what needs to be edited, enter, and voila. Okay. Now you can also use the chat box not only to send text, images, and links, just like on Skype, where you
Yeah.
can determine who has joined or not.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with the lesson room. You can see who has joined. So at 10:18, this was the very moment I entered the lesson room. Since I'm not logged into my tutor's account, okay, later I mean, the lesson room as automatically assigned the pseudocode platypus to me. So later you will see different animal names there, koala, alligator, crocodile, kangaroo, jellyfish, tarsier. Ay, pwede pa tarsier? I don't know. Different animals there. All right. If you see another animal or another name there, or in reality, you should see the student's name here when they have already joined the lesson room. That's your indicator that the student is already with you in the lesson room. Even if you can see their video, you did not hear the beep sound, you don't see yourselves here, but if you see their names here, then student is ready with you. You deliver your greetings. Hello, my name is. I will be your tutor for today. How do you want me to call you? Nice to meet you. How are you today? Following?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. When you're done with the greetings, then you can move to the second part of the flow, which is the audio and video check. But trainer, I already checked my audio and video before the lesson. Well, yes, I understand. And maybe out of habit, you do that before the lesson. But as you know, sometimes technology can fail us. Just like what happened to me earlier, at the very start of this session. Some of you cannot hear me. All right, so it's important to still check your audio and video if student can hear you and see you. Okay, and then if you notice that your student's video is not turned on, please politely ask them if they would like to share their videos to you. Okay, but you don't have to force them if one they don't want to, and second is they don't have a camera. They have the
Mm.
option not to turn on their videos, but you as a tutor, you do not have the option not to turn on your videos. Your cameras should be on all throughout the class, from start to finish, from hi to goodbye.
Okay.
Clear? All right. And then you move to the third part of the flow, lesson flow rather, introduction. Okay. At this point, you should have already read the student's request because the student's request will tell you if the student would like to have introductions with you or not. And also how the student would like you to go about the lesson. Okay. Do you still remember the components of the student's request? What's the first one? What's the first
Student's
part of
nickname.
the student's nickname? That's part of the student's info, not the
Ah,
student's request.
okay.
Mm.
The
Uh,
topic.
all right,
Topic.
the lesson style. Okay,
Is it the free conversation or the material?
yeah, the topic.
Yeah.
Grace
Okay.
has mentioned. Okay, what's the next component? There are four parts to the student's request.
And type.
Five, four. Okay, see again. Now, four components of this is what you will see in the because after this review, I will be sending your demo lesson schedule. Okay, and the student's request, the name of the student, and a few reminders. All right, it will look like this. You don't have to click on anything. Oops. Just so you know what to expect. All right. Something like that. I will be sending you something like that. Hey, wait. Somebody touch my format again. So, what will you see in the student's requests? All right. So, the student's request has four basic components. I hear myself in the background. Uh, okay. Student's request. Again, the student's request is your student's way of communicating to you what topic or material they want to study for for the day or for the lesson, and how they want you to go about the lesson. It has four basic parts. Lesson style. This is basically the material you will use for
Mm.
the day. Introductions. This will tell you whether the student would like to have introductions with you or not. Corrections. This will tell you if they want to be corrected and how often do they want to be corrected. And lastly, special remarks. Let's just say these are additional requests from the student. And they can type anything here. Like, please type mistakes. I am a beginner. Please speak slowly. Please, what else? Please, the student is my daughter. She is 8 years old, something like that. So pay attention to all the contents of the student's request so you know which material to open and how to go about the lesson, whether you need to adjust your pacing, whether you need to adjust your vocabulary, or your basically we need if we need to adjust to your student's comprehension level. All right. And later, I will send again the start time and end time for demo lessons. Your demo lessons will only last for 15 minutes each. 15 minutes first demo lesson, 15 minutes second demo lesson. That's just for the demo. Actual classes, it's still 25 minutes. No changes to that. Link to the lesson room. You will each receive a unique lesson room. Okay. No two tutors will be in the same room. It's not a group class. We never had one. Right. Um, you will use a different lesson room for the first demo lesson and a second demo lesson. In reality, especially for Grace and Honey, one lesson room link or one lesson room is to one lesson. You will
Mm.
we do not recycle lessons. One is to one.
Mm.
And in reality, that lesson room, for the lack of a better word, uh You will lose access to that lesson room after 24 hours it was conducted. Okay, but that's the technical side. Okay,
Mm.
so yes, lesson room. All right, and a few reminders. So please read and understand the demo lesson schedule I'll be sending you after this review, so you know which lesson room to open, who is your student, and what material to go about use for this. I'll give you a hint. First demo lesson, you will use a material, specifically daily news. Okay. Second demo lesson, you will have a free conversation. Ay, talaga? Parang bago yung flow. Yeah, it's a little different. Why do we have a free conversation now? We would like to ensure that, our tutors are really conversational, because that's what we stand for. English conversation. Yeah, eikaiwa, if you remember. All right. Um, it's also possible that your student will shift from daily news to a free conversation. So be prepared. Okay. Questions on how to interpret students' requests? All clear?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
All good? Okay, very good. So if you notice, I haven't touched anything in the lesson room yet. See, I've jumped from greetings to audio video check to introduction. I haven't touched anything in the lesson room yet. Even when you go to the next flow, which is the what? All right, lesson confirmation, or we officially call it. Maybe some of you remember it as consultation. Consultation. There you go. Oh, what will happen here? You'll basically just have no. Sorry. All right, rewind. All right, let me repeat that. Remove that. Di pala natin na-cover to. Introduction. Okay. Again, how do you know that the
Mhm.
student will wants to have introductions or not? Check student's request. It will tell you whether they want to have introductions with you. And if student would like to have introductions with you, it's always the tutor who starts with the introduction. Keep your introductions brief, 45 seconds to a minute. That's more than enough. All right. And avoid mentioning personal information. What are examples of personal information?
Demo.
Birthday.
Yeah, you never give that away. Okay. And in line with birthday is your age.
Mhm.
Okay.
Right.
Full name.
Your full name. Yeah, you never say, "Hi, my name is I don't know, Apolinario Mabini." You never give out your full name. Go by your tutor's name. What else?
Marital status.
Marital status, civil status. That's a personal information. What else?
Phone number.
Yeah, you never give that out. Why? My phone number. One more.
Demographics, like your address or what, something like that.
Okay, that's a 50-50, a yes and no. You can actually tell
Mm.
them, I'm from Cebu City, Philippines. I'm
What?
from Bulacan, Philippines. I'm from where's the other one? Manila, Philippines, and Misamis, Occident, Orient, Occident. I forgot. Sorry. So yeah, you can say that, but you never say I'm from Lot 8 Block. No, Las Piñas pala siya. No, Binyan.
Binyan.
Mikero. Yeah, okay. But you never say I'm from Lot 8, Block 4, Phase 5, Deca Home Subdivision. No. You never say that. Okay? You can mention your city and province, but you never say your complete address. Okay? Again, marital status, civil status, the number of kids you have, if you have kids, number of siblings you have, the name of the company you work for or have worked for. You never even say you are from Bibo. Yeah, if you remember, you are a tutor of DMMA Kaiwa or a tutor of Ingu. Yeah. So You can say your profession. You're a high school teacher by profession. You're a technical support by profession. You are a nurse by profession. You're an engineer by profession. You're an artist by profession. But you never say you work for I don't know, Concentrix or Chongwa Hospital or mababang paaralan ng Santo Tomas. You never say that. Okay, the name of the university where you got your degree from, that's even considered a personal information. All right, so keep your introductions brief, avoid mentioning personal information. When you're done with your introduction, you'll let your students introduce themselves. Pay attention to your students because again, you need to ask at least three follow-up questions related to their hobbies, interests, or whatever information they're sharing. Make sure follow-up questions are relevant. Student says they like cooking, and here you are asking, who's your favorite author? It doesn't make sense. All right. Avoid asking personal information as well. Okay. When you're done with your introductions, of course, don't forget to thank your student after introductions. Clear?
Yeah.
Again, who goes first when it comes to introductions?
The tutor.
Teacher.
Teacher.
Tutor.
Always the tutor. When you're done,
Tutor.
then you can move to the lesson confirmation part, or we call that consultation. What happens here? You simply basically confirm if they still want to use the requested material or do something else. How do you ask this? I see in your students' requests that you wanted to use daily news article for today. Would you like to use it today or do something else? Okay, and follow requests. All right. Now, if they would like to use daily news material, okay, then that's the only time. See, this is the only time, okay, in the flow where you get to touch anything in the lesson room. All right. How do you access the lesson materials? Top left, you either click on materials to see all the list of our lesson materials, or if daily news, there's a separate tab for that. Okay, let's try to access the lesson materials using the list. Okay, click on top left materials, and the lesson room should display the list of all our lesson materials. Especially for Han and Grace, we have a new look to the materials page. Oh, di ba? Bongga. There. All right, but we still have two types of lesson styles. We still have the original materials and the tie-up materials. All right. Original materials, these materials are owned by the company. We maintain them, we update them, we delete materials if we find them obsolete ready. And tie-up materials, these are either Japanese publisher materials or international publisher materials. All right. All materials with the orange owl, orange original. Okay, all materials with the orange owl icon are the original materials. Right? From daily news to conversation materials to business materials to pronunciation, conversation topics, discussion, etc. All materials with the title page on them, title page tie up, title page tie up. All right. These are the tie-up materials. Again, these are copyrighted materials, and as you know, student will only have access to these pages if they reserve an actual tie-up material lesson with you, or else they won't have access to these pages. Okay. Since these are copyrighted materials, like I said, you will not use the tie-up material. You will use an original material, specifically daily news. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Now, now before we open daily news, please give me the second feature of the lesson room, Mikeru.
Hold on, let me scroll up.
Mm. Or you can look at my
Second,
screen. Yeah, go ahead. Yes,
shared
please.
navigation. Tutor and student viewing the same material.
All right, shared navigation. Let's simplify that for everyone's sake. Whatever you see in the lesson room, the student sees on their screen. Whatever material you open in the lesson room, it will automatically load on their screen. In the same manner, whatever material the student opens from their end, it will automatically load on your screen. So shared navigation or ano ba? It's like screen share,
Mm-mm.
but you both can click anything on it. All right? It's like screen share, but you both have access to the pages. Unlike screen share, the only one who can click links or buttons or material page, is the person who is sharing the screen. But in the lesson room, you both have access to the screen. Something like that. Shared navigation. Okay. Now, uh, but trainer, you said what I see, the student sees. What the student sees, I see. Is there any difference between what they see and what I see? Yes, there is. We still have the student's copy and the tutor's copy, if you remember. All right. Student's copy. This is what when they enter the lesson room, it's what they will automatically see on their screen. Student's copy. All right. And some texts on their copy will be translated into their respective languages. So if they're Japanese, merong Japanese text. If they're from Thailand, then Thai text, Vietnamese, Spanish, Russian.
Mm.
All right. Tutor's copy will be your automatic access. Everything will be in English, of course. And tutor's copy will contain special instructions and directions for tutors use only and visible to tutors only. And tutor's copy will contain answer keys to the different questions for a respective exercise. And of course, student will not have access to those answers. Okay,
Mm.
but the system is. Oops, someone hang up. The system is designed in a way that only active and actual tutors will have access to the answer keys to the tutor's copy. So later in your demo lessons, you will not have access to the answer keys just yet. So please pay attention to the exercises that you'll be doing so you yourselves can give the correct answers to these questions. Clear?
Clear.
All right.
Clear.
But don't worry, when you pass today, when your account gets reactivated, your access to the tutor's copy will be automatically reactivated as well. All right? Okay. Now, let's go to daily news. All right. So first demo lesson, you'll use daily news, and as you know, daily news this is like current events, which could be an article from any country, from any category: science and technology, culture and entertainment, economy and business, health, etc. Um, 5 to 6 articles are posted on a given day. So I'm guessing there are about 3,000 articles now under daily news. Among those 3,000, which daily news article are you going to use? If the student requested for daily news. Siyempre, ang dami nun. Alin dun? Which
I,
article will you
But
use today?
I think we need to ask first the student if what interest he interesting, like if what topic he is interested to, something like that.
Exactly. So you check with your student. All right. Ask them. All right. You requested for daily news article for today. Would like to use it today? Or do something else? Yes, I want to use it today. What article would you like to talk about? In some cases, all right, when you enter the lesson room, an article is already open.
Mm.
Okay, so let's try. An article is already open, so you don't have to confirm. You don't have to ask the student which article. Just confirm if, for example, ang naka-open is Thailand to have bullet trains running by 2023. You requested for daily news. Would you like to talk about Thailand to have bullet trains running by 2023? In some cases, again, an article is already open. In other cases, the student will look for the material on the spot.
Mm.
Okay, and in another case, in other cases, still, the student will ask you to look for the material. Since there are 3,000 articles here, and it's gonna be a waste of time if you will scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Well, how to make your lives easier? Use the search field, okay, and use keywords. Let's try. Meron ba to? Oh, in fairness, meron. Okay. Let's try this. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Yes.
can
Okay.
hear you now.
Okay. So, scientist Loch Ness monster may be a giant eel. Now, before we move further, please give me the third feature. Honey? Honey, are you there? Honey. Honey. Paging, honey. 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 Sige, nag-fish. DL, please. Third feature. A fourth feature. No, no, third feature, rather.
Third feature will be shared selection, highlighting, and expansion. Both will see the highlighted text and expanded images.
Okay. Highlighting. Okay, let me just try to call Honey's attention. Yeah. Oh. Okay. All right. So highlighting. Okay. When you highlight a text, when you highlight the title, when you highlight a word, when you highlight a phrase, for example, this one. First is that the system will tell you who is highlighting it. In this case, it's me. Ay, pinalitan niya yung access ko. In this case, it's me, Ladybug. In the future, you will should see your tutor's name here if you were the one who highlighted it. Now, if you highlight a text, a title, or a phrase, the student will see which part of the lesson material are you highlighting, right? This is a very good feature, especially if you wanted to direct your students' attention to a specific word, a specific phrase, a specific sentence, or whatnot. Okay, like for example, you wanted the student to repeat the word evidence only. If you highlight that, the student will um, see that part. Okay, now be careful when highlighting long texts. For example, this one. Okay, I very good. I like it. Now, please disregard what I just said. Okay. Right. What you can do is when you highlight long text, uh, make sure that your cursor doesn't stay on the text. Okay. Why? Because your name will be on, will be covering some of the text, and as a result, the student won't be able to read everything. So what you
Mm-hmm.
do, highlight the text and move cursor away. Okay? Before, even if you move your cursor away, wala eh, nandun pa rin siya. Ang galing naman ni IT, very good. Okay, highlighting. Alright. Expansion, this applies to photos. If you click on a photo in the lesson room, alright, it will expand, which will give you more details on the photo. Okay, so now because of expansion, now we know. Okay, let's compare. Oh, there you go. Now we know that there's a bridge on the photo. This is ruins of a castle. People on the grass. Hey, keep off the grass. So there. All right. Questions on highlighting and expansion?
None.
None so far.
No, hindi na bumalik si Honey. Okay. All right. And you mentioned, trainer, you keep on saying in the lesson room, in the lesson room, in the lesson room. Yes, because all of these features are limited to within the lesson room environment only. Meaning, if you open another window or another tab because you would like to quickly check on the definition of a word, for example, you open your favorite online dictionary, mine is learnersdictionary.com, the student will not see this page because again it's outside the lesson room environment, so you
Mm-hmm.
can still use your Google, your Wikipedia, your online dictionary, your Miriam online. You can still use all of them because again it's outside the lesson room environment. Student will not see that. Okay, and of course the last feature is the notes. All right, again chat box, this is where, Honey, are you there? I can't hear you.
I'm sorry.
Okay, there you go. No. Okay, please make sure you don't get disconnected again because you'll be missing a lot of things, especially that you know you have no experience of the new lesson room. Okay, but for the sake of funny, let's go back to the third feature, highlighting. When you highlight a text, student will see what you're highlighting. Okay, so if you would like the student to repeat just a specific word, for example, impressed, just highlight it, and the student will see what you're highlighting, or maybe a phrase, perhaps. All right, or repeat the entire sentence, perhaps. Ask them, highlight it, they will see what you're highlighting. Expansion that applies to photos. If you click on a photo, it will zoom in or it will expand, displaying more details on the photo. And all of the features of the lesson room, it's limited to within the lesson room only. If you open another window, another tab, Google, Wikipedia, online dictionary, student will not see this because it's outside the lesson room environment. So you can still make a quick research online, check on the definition of a word, open another website, that's perfectly fine because again, it's outside the lesson room environment. Clear?
Clear.
Okay. And the last feature is the notes. Okay, chat again. You need to send the message before the student sees it, and the student needs to send the message. Click on send or enter before you can see their messages. But in the notes field, this is a field for collaborative editing, which means when you type a word here, all right. When you type a sentence there or the student types a sentence there, you and student will simultaneously see what's being typed there in a timely manner. Yeah, you don't have to press on enter or anything. Just type and student will see. Now, for example, the student sent a sentence and you notice that one word was misspelled. If you correct that, student will automatically see the changes real time right there and then. Okay. Although 95% of the time you'll be using the chat box, notes field once in a blue moon perhaps, or if the exercise on the lesson material requires you to, you can
Mm-hmm.
use. Okay. And yeah. So the student would like to talk about this material. How do you conduct the lesson material or the different exercises? Very easy. Still the same. Vocab. Again, please make sure to read the title back to the student to ensure that you and student are on the same page. Now, you'd like to have a clearer picture of the student's proficiency level. How do you do it? Ask them to describe the photo. How they describe the photo, the words they use to describe the photo will most likely give their proficiency level away. Whether they are beginner, intermediate, or advanced, mahalata yan eh on how they describe the photo. Right? Different exercises, still same process. Vocabulary exercise. This is still a listen and repeat. How do you do this? You read the word and ask the student to repeat after you. There is a pattern though. What's the pattern? You read the vocabulary, student repeats after you. Read definition, student repeats after you. Read sample sentence, student repeats after you. Move on. Word student, definition student, sample sentence student. Move on until you finish everything. Read one sample sentence only. The first sample sentence displayed there. And that's it. You move on. If and only if the student asks for additional sample sentences, then that's the only time you click on the expand button or the drop down button. If you click on that, it should display the additional or supplementary sentences. Again, you touch that only if they ask for more.
Mm.
If they don't, then you move on. Word student repeats, definition student repeats, sample sentence student repeats, move on until you finish exercise one. When you're done with exercise one, make it a habit to check your students' understanding if everything is clear to them. If they have questions, please address those questions. Don't forget to use the chat box for new words, expressions, and even explanations. Ay, ano nangyari? Explanations. All right. Observe proper capitalization, punctuation, spelling when using the chat box. Then, if they don't have any questions, then you move on. Article 2, this is exercise 2, this is an article reading part. What happens here? You and the student will read an article. How do you approach this? First, check if they want to read after you or if they want to read, if they would like to try reading on their own. Okay? If they want to read after you, ask if they want to read per sentence or by paragraph. Follow students' preference.
Mm.
Finish the article. Pay attention to the article because again, you won't have access to the answer keys just yet. So you yourselves can give the correct answers to the next exercise, questions exercise. These questions are related to the article. All right? When you're done with that, then you move to the discussions part, exercise 4. Discussion, this is a free guided conversation. It's a free conversation in a way because they can answer these questions in their own words and as much as they want to or as much as they can. Okay. In the same manner, they can also ask you the same questions, so be ready with your answers. All
Mm.
right. And you finish that. Further discussion, basically additional questions. Pero trainer, during the consultation part, I asked if they want to use the news. They said no, and they want to have free conversation instead. All right. How do you know which topic to talk about for free conversation?
We will be asking the student if they will be having some specific topic that they
Mm.
want to discuss.
Okay, so ask them if they have any topic in mind. What if they say, no, I don't have any topic in mind? You decide.
Mhm.
Where do you start? What's a good starting point for a free conversation?
Maybe we can use the things that have been tackled during the introduction as our topic to be talked about.
Yes, good starting point will be you go back to their introduction, to their hobbies, their interests, expound on their hobbies or interests. Okay? When doing free conversation, avoid asking yes or no questions.
Mm.
Okay? Make them talk more. 70-30 rule. 70%. Ooh, what's 70-30 rule?
70% from the student and then 30% from the tutor.
Okay, make the student talk more. 70% of the time, it should be the student who's
Mm.
talking. 30% of the time, it should be the tutor who's talking. All right? Ask interesting questions. Okay? Also, don't be contented with their yes, their no, their maybe. Make them talk more. Ask good follow up questions, cohesive follow up questions as well. Okay, stay on one topic for a longer time. Don't jump from one topic to another. Okay, don't talk about traveling. What's their favorite food? Their favorite country. What do they like most about the Philippines? And what is their opinion on global warming? All under in 2 minutes. That's not conversation. Okay, that's Q&A. That's interview. Conversation is a two-way traffic. Okay, you are conversing. All right, you're not asking questions. You're not just asking questions and student answers. Conversation. All right. And again, later you will only have a 15-minute demo lesson. Please be reminded you are not required to finish the lesson material, especially for daily news. Because one, it's impossible to finish daily news in 15 minutes. Yung 25 minutes nga kulang eh.
Mm.
All right? So be mindful of your time. And besides, you know, uh, oops, did I just miss that? And besides, 1 minute before the end of the lesson time, it's ending the class part. Okay, you start ending the class 1 minute before the end of the lesson time. All right, ending the class has three important parts. You wrap up, you give feedback, and you properly say goodbye. How do you transition from conducting a class, conducting an exercise to ending the class? Simple. You simply say to them, "Oh, we only have 1 minute left for this lesson. Do you have any questions before we end the class?" All right. Again, ending the class has three important parts. You wrap up, you give feedback, and you properly say goodbye. Wrapping up, you're just giving a summary what happened in the lesson. You don't have to reiterate everything. Just mention the title of the topic or the topic you discuss and important points you covered. Okay. You give feedback. When giving feedback, please make sure to identify the things they did well during the
Mm.
lesson. Good points. Things that they need to improve on, areas of improvement. And please give practical tips or recommendations on how to improve on those areas. Later, I will not accept recommendations such as, please read the dictionary more. You can do better than that. Okay? And properly say goodbye, that is, do not hang up on the student. Let the student leave the room first. Okay? How do you leave the lesson room? Just close the page and you should be out of the room. Trainer, I accidentally closed the page during the lesson. What do I do? Don't waste another second. Enter the lesson room again. Don't forget to apologize for the disconnection. Clear? Okay. Um, Again, ending the class, that happens 1 minute before the end of the lesson time, or the student can cut the lesson short. Okay, they want to finish the lesson early. They want to go early. They want to end the lesson early. They want to wrap up early. They can do that. You don't even have to ask why. Okay, Just acknowledge their need to end the class early. Ask if they have a minute to spare so you can wrap up, give feedback, and properly say goodbye. So trainer, what do I do after the lesson? Just close the page. What about the farewell message? That's another update. You don't need to send any contact request message before the lesson, and you don't need to send any farewell message before after the lesson. There's no point in doing them because before the lesson, no one's there to read it. After the lesson, no one's there to read it as well. All right? Okay. Trainer, do I need to enter the lesson room on time on the dot? No. Actually, you are expected to enter the lesson room 3 to 5 minutes before the start of lesson time. Again, you're expected to enter the lesson room 3 to 5 minutes before the start of lesson time. Trainer, can I enter earlier? I would like to practice navigating the page because this is gonna be a first time for me, and this is gonna be a first time again for me. For it's been a while since I've seen the lesson room. Yes, as soon as you see your demo lesson schedule, enter the lesson room, practice navigating the page. Okay, but please make sure to be ready, all right, and to be prepared 3 to 5 minutes before start of the lesson time, and go to the home page. How do you do that? Just click this expand icon, all right, and it should go back to the home screen. All right. Again, click on the expand the icon slanted arrow, something like. Okay. And yeah, 3 to 5 minutes. Trainer, my class is at 12 p.m. It's already 12 p.m. but walang tao. What do I do? You stay in the room, wait for student. All right. Wait for 1 minute more. 12:01, wala pa rin. Send me a message so I can reach out to the student. Maybe they just forgot. It's time to have the demo lessons with you. Okay? Do not leave the room, or the only instance that you can leave the lesson room is one, if you're done with the lesson. Okay. Second is if I tell you so. All right. And when you're done with your demo lessons, please send me a message, confirmation that you're done, and stand by for results feedback. It's basically the end of our review. Do you have any questions?
Not.
So, trainer Jose. So,
Right?
regarding the ending the class part, we
Mm.
always we always mention the good points first before the points of improvement, or we cannot interchange that.
Oh, that's the recommended way of delivering feedback. Okay, you
Okay.
start with something good, and then the bad things comes after, and end it with something good. In the I forgot the word, but in the I forgot the first word, but the second was development. In that development thingy, it's called the sandwich method.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Other questions? Are you ready? Yes. Okay. All
We
right.
should be ready.
Okay, sige. If you don't have any questions, then please stand by for your demo lesson schedule. I'll be sending them individually. Please
Okay.
acknowledge, please prepare. Again, use the time to prepare for your demo lessons. You can use the time to practice navigating the page. Don't forget to grab something, please. Like I said, we have a long day ahead. All questions and concerns, send me a message, and I will attend to you the soonest. Okay. And if you just follow the basic lesson flow, keep in mind the things that you need to do before, during, and after the lesson, and more importantly, have fun during your demo lesson. Passing your demo lessons will be a piece of cake. I'd like you to have fun. It will make a big difference. Right? All right, so please stand by. If you don't receive any demo lesson scheduled by 11:20, please get in touch immediately with me because that could be a Skype problem. Okay, these are one of the reasons why we wanted to shift away from Skype. Okay, all right, but please stand by. Again, four wonderful people completed my review session, a refresher training today. I hope to see four wonderful tutors back for contract signing and account reactivation later. Okay. Good luck. Have
Thank
fun.
you.
Thank you for your time,
Yeah.
and I
Good
hope to
luck,
see everyone there.
guys.
Bye bye.
Luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.